You are familiarized with this switch in your boat? You, Sarah? You, Papa? The Bilge pump, no? Hey guys, follow me. The Bilge pump, the switch, is a typical switch with 3 terminals. One terminal is in the middle for the input, one output, and other output. And this switch have in one position permanent. In the second position momentary. This is to activate the Bilge pump manually. And this one permanent. This one works with the flow switch. Yeah, the automatic position works with the flow switch. And the manual position works directly by you. You activate the pump directly here. And the light here will be on. That's clear? All right? We are going to do that connection. I have the switch. This is the automatic position. I have the flow switch here. The flow switch here. And I have the motor of the pump. This is the pump. Positive and negative. And this is the fuse. This is the battery. And I am going to create here the light bulb. Okay. I want that you do the wiring for that Bilge pump. For manual position here, automatic position here, and manual position here. And this is the switch. Which position is momentary? Over there.
Manual.
Manual position. And automatic is permanent. Okay, go ahead. I want to see your picture. Yes, of course. This one enter in the fuse, and after that enter in the middle of the switch. And what about automatic position? Where is located the flow switch? In manual position or in automatic?
Automatic.
In automatic. How you connect the flow switch? Excuse me. Which cable of the flow switch have 2 cables, no? Which one is positive, which one is negative? It's a flow switch. Both positives.
If you wire it the other way, you're going to burn that pump. You'll burn the
Kaboom.
Hopefully you put a fuse in it, burn a fuse.
Both are positives. The positive entering in the flow switch is coming from which position of the switch? From automatic. No? And the second cable of the flow switch is going to
The pump.
to the pump to activate the pump. Okay, right now automatic position is running. When the activate the pump and the pump starts. What about manual position?
Straight to the pump.
It directly from
The pump.
this one directly to the pump, no? Okay. This one here, 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 and here. And activate the pump. And what about the light?
From the input.
The light have negative in the bottom, no?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, positive in the bottom and negative on the case.
Yeah.
Okay, the case of the light bulb is
Ground.
the negative. And what about this? This one entered here. When I select manual position, what happened with the light?
Turns on.
Finito. Finito.
And if the flow switch turns on, it should turn on that light as well.
Of course.
That way you know, a lot of people don't have the lights and some people do. The nice thing about the lights is it's an indicator. Hey man, the light's constantly coming on. It's a problem.
Why, like Danny said, when the flow switch activates the pump, the light is on also in this way.
Because it's sending signal
Look
from
at
the
this.
pump.
If this one close the contact, the current enter here, but the current go here and turn on the light. In other words, in this scenario, the light will be on in both cases. It's good for the captain. No, Captain, because you know that the bilge pump is running.
Yeah, you don't want to see that light on too often.
What happens if the light is permanent?
The pump's bad.
The boat is sinking.
Some
Yeah.
people have called.
Usually the pump's bad.
You need
And also some people use the float as a high water alarm to
Yes.
attach the horn as well.
Yeah. How can I? Good question, Danny. How can I install the alarm, the horn over there?
Attached to the wire with the flow pump or the.
Exactly. You have the horn here. Negative, and the positive here. No? How can I avoid that the horn sound when I activate manual position?
Put it on the auto on the other side of the float.
In this cable, the manual position, I am going to install that element. What is this? It's a diode. And now the light is only on when you select manual position, and the horn only be activated in automatic. Nice, no? Excuse me, I have another question. In my boat, the captain said, I want the bilge pump over there. It's nice. It's okay. But I wanted another flow switch a little higher, 12 inches higher for safety. This is the other flow switch. How you install the second one in the diagram?
In series from the first?
Excuse me?
In series from
In
the
series or in parallel?
first? Parallel from the first, sorry.
Parallel or series? I'm not sure, Captain. How should be the connection of this flow switch with respect to the other flow switch? Dr. Garfield.
Parallel?
In parallel. How is parallel? Parallel is like this and like this. What happens if this one is broken? Oh, I have the second one.
Yeah.
Bingo. Can I install another flow switch? Yes. In some sailboats, the people install 2 or 3.
Some people install just the flow switch just for the horn. So not-
Correct.
Depends on the application. So many different applications.
Good, papas? And mommies? Garfield?
I'm just making.
Confused? Why you are confused?
I'm just trying to get my diagram to make sense of your diagram.
So, on my boat, it's not a horn, it's an alarm on the Ray Marine. Would it be the same wiring
It's
just to the Ray
it's
Marine?
exactly the same. Exactly the same. In the course of electronics, the next one, the next, we are going to integrate that one into the NEMA backbone,
Okay.
and you can activate in the touch screen. Good until today. This is the. How many bilge pump installed in your shop per week?
A lot.
I probably do 1,000 a year.
Yeah.
Easy.
Every day, minimum 2 or 3.
Easy.
If you are the technician in a marina, you receive the paper in the morning. Install a bilge pump in the sea ray. After that, navigation lights on the hatteras. After that, those are the jobs for the day. But always you have one bilge pump.
Put it this way, the bilge pump is so important that part of our service, we check the bilge pump. As part of the engine service, we check the bilge pump.
All right, I have a question. I say to the technician, Danny Rodriguez, Danny, install 3 bilge pumps in the engine room of that boat. Danny, I want all of those 3 bilge pumps with only one switch. Only one switch. How should be the pumps connected with respect to the switch?
Parallel.
In parallel. If one pump is broken, the other two are running. Okay? Good?
You really never want to do it in parallel, especially with 3 bilge pumps. Just like you said, one pump goes out, it might take you 2 out.
In series, no. In series, no.
Series, in parallel, we're saying we don't want to. You'd rather do it in series.
No.
As far as
In
separate.
parallel, if one is broken, you have two.
Oh, I'm
If two
sorry,
are
you're
broken,
right,
you
you're
have
right,
one.
You're right. I was.
Oh, in series, if one of those is broken, you don't have a
Hold
bit.
on.
It's too early.
Early, man. I'm still waiting. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And the power for the bilge pumps is coming from a positive boost bar, constant positive boost bar. No depend of any breaker. It's powered all the time. Doesn't matter. It's a hurricane season this weekend. I'm going to turn it off. But the positive boost bar have power. It's okay? You have power always. This is not only for bilge pump, you remember? For the fire suppression system. For the cameras, the security system. Power, constant power. For the radio, VHF radio, constant power. Those elements require constant power. Doesn't matter that you turn off everything. Of course, if you disconnect all the batteries, you don't have power. No? Right? You enjoy that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we are going to pass to the main DC wiring. After this, after the project that we are going to do together with Danny, you are ready to do the wiring in a small boat. This, we consider a small boat, boats with only DC current. Yeah? When the boat have AC and DC, it's a medium boat. No? When the boat have generator, inverter, it's a big boat. No? Ready? But when we finish this project, you are ready to wire a small boat. How many people have a small boat in the home to do the wiring? All the people. Nice. Your boat is a big boat, no?
I only got a tender, so.
Oh,
it's
okay.
small.
All right. And you?
Medium, I
Medium.
guess. I've 120 system.
Okay. All right. Great. There are different type of a.c.r.s, no? What is the difference between this and this?
Number of inputs and outputs.
2 inputs and 3 outputs in this.
1 input, 2
1
output.
input and 2 output. What type of boat is this?
Small boat.
It's a small boat with only one engine, one alternator. What is this boat?
That's 2 engines.
With 2 engines or with 1 engine and 1 battery charger? That's okay? Oh, I have an a.c.r. with 3 inputs and 4 outputs. Oh, it's a good boat with 2 engines and 1 battery charger. 3 inputs, no? What is the difference between this and this?
That's a.
This is 2 inputs, 3 outputs. What about this?
One and
Is
one.
2 inputs and 2 outputs. The input and the outputs are in the same terminal. 2 input, alternator 1, alternator 2, and also output here and output here in the same point. Okay? Don't confuse. This is 2-2.
Computerized.
This is 2-3.
So is that considered an ACR also?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Both of them are a.c.r. What is the other name for the a.c.r.?
Uh,
Battery stabilizer, or
Stabilizer.
battery equalizer, or automatic charging relay, a.c.r. But it's
so
the same.
the one on your right hand's got like a microchip or something in it to control the.
No,
Current,
no.
or
that's
how does
not-
it
no.
work
No, no, no.
on the
That's
same-
different. Wait a little.
Okay.
Okay, good. a.c.r. Okay, pay attention. When I select the a.c.r., the a.c.r. is rated in amps. In amps. 50 amps. Yeah. The capacity of the a.c.r. depending of the capacity of the battery banks. Okay. And also, the a.c.r. should be according with the battery switch selector, the capacity of both of them. What is the function of those metallic fins?
Dissipate heat.
Dissipate heat. In what case? In what scenario? Those things dissipate heat.
All the time. You know,
Suppose
it's having
that,
power into it.
Both alternators are charging input and input, and both battery banks are fully charged, maximum charge. What happens if I need run the engines more? What happens with the amount of power entering here? If the battery banks are fully charged, what happens?
It turns into heat.
Or it's dissipated by heat. Dissipated by heat. Anybody follow me? This element dissipates the excess of power by heat. Excuse me. This is 2 inputs and 3 outputs, no? Okay. This battery bank, I have 2 battery banks. This battery bank, right now, both engines are running. Both alternators are sending power here. This battery bank is fully charged. Okay. And this one is medium. What happened with the a.c.r. in this moment? Because this one is fully charged right now.
It's going to equalize.
This element not send more charge to this battery bank, only to this, until both of them are equal. In that moment, stop. Receive power, but not send out. Dissipate. Nice, no?
Yeah.
For that reason, it's normal that if you are running the engines for a couple of hours, if you touch this, it's a little, not hot, but it's warm. Great? This is important because I need advance with this, but I want that you be clear with the a.c.r, with the Bilge pump. Now you are doctors in Bilge pump. You can install Bilge pumps this afternoon. There are Bilge pumps that this one, if you see this one, in the pump only have positive and negative, and the positive is coming from you see? Okay. But there are pumps like this with 3 cables, 1 negative and 2 positives. 1 positive is brown, and the other positive is brown with yellow strip or white strip. Pay attention. The motor, the pump, have 3 cables. 1 is negative and 2 positives. 1 is brown, and the other one brown with a white strip. The brown is for what? The brown
Switch.
cable is for
Runs the switch.
for manual position, and the brown with yellow strip for automatic. That's it. Don't forget that. Probably I am confused. A brown with yellow is for automatic, but in the paper when you install the pump they say. All right, guys. You follow me? And those pumps, pay attention, those pumps with those 3 cables, they don't have flow switch. It's because the flow switch is incorporated inside. It's part of the body. You don't have the flow switch separated like this and the pump separated. No, that pump in the body, in the bottom half, the switch. Good? Clear? Bilge pumps? And the diagram, no? The diagram of the bilge pump. Keep that diagram, memorize the diagram. In the future, the customer call to you, only manual, no manual. Okay, follow this guy because you have cleared the diagram. No? How I check the flow switch? What is the procedure to check the flow switch? Excuse me?
Switch it up.
Push the lever down on the outside.
I remove the flow switch and I have 2 cables, no? With the multimeter in one function. What function?
Voltage.
Voltage. I have the flow switch in my hands.
Oh.
Continuity.
Continuity, yeah.
Continuity with beep, 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 with sound. Okay. When the flow switch is down,
Yeah.
what happened in between the cables?
Continuity.
Down. Down. No like this. Down.
No power. Nothing.
No PP. PP. Finito. PP, no PP. What function is? Function ohms with sound. Ohms resistance with sound. Later we are going to talk about this. Pay attention. We are going to use the multimeter a lot. And today, probably tomorrow, I'm going to explain with more details how to use the multimeter. But the most common functions that we are going to use in the multimeter is voltage, intensity, and resistance. No? Resistance, intensity, and voltage. For example, this function is the sound, you see? And on top is ohms. Ohms and sound. If I select sound here, what happens if I touch both terminals?
Together?
Touch. I have PP, no PP, PP, no PP. That's okay? This is continuity. This is continuity. Excuse me, when I want to check continuity, what is the rule number 1? I want to check continuity in between this cable and this cable. What is the number 1?
Turn off.
No power, no power. When you check ohms, continuity is ohms, is resistance, with sound. When you check continuity, or when you check resistance, or when you check ohms, please, no power on the system. That's the most important. What happens if you try to check continuity between this positive and this positive with power in the system? Blow the fuse. The fuse of the multimeter is... Yes, papi. Because you try to read ohms with power. That's okay? Good? All right. Tomorrow we are going to talk about voltage, about amps, and how to use in amps. It's not easy. But to do that, I need that we finish the wiring of the board. Yeah? Everybody follow me? We are going to start with the wiring diagram. Guys, this is the diagram that we are going to do on the project. For that reason, I need that you be concentrated. Ask to me the question that you wanted. Okay, we are going to connect one a.c.r. with the 2 battery banks in this boat that we are going to do the wiring. Pay attention. In that boat, we have only one engine, but we have one engine and one battery charger. That's okay? For that reason, what type of a.c.r. we need in that project?
2 input, 3 output.
2. We are going to use, in some project you have that one, 2, or this one, 2. It's the same. This is the same like this. That's okay? Okay, good, no? We are going to use one of these. This is the a.c.r. This is the a.c.r. 2. And those are the battery banks. This is the battery switch selector. Okay, if this is the battery switch selector, this is the positive of, this is the house battery bank. And this is the cranking battery bank for the engine. Look, papi, in this side is the engine. Switch, ignition switch, the relay, the start motor, oil pressure, temperature, fuel, tachometer, alternator. This is the engine. That's okay? This is the engine side. This is the engine side. And here we have the DC panel. This is the house. This is the house. And this is the engine room. Engine room and cabin. Good? Okay. Okay. The power enter here and enter here in position 1 and position 2. Good? And at the same time, the power enter here and the power enter here. Good? In the a.c.r. actually that we did over there. Okay, guys, and we are going to start. We are going to start to connect here the engine with the dashboard completely. The engine with the dashboard. In this a.c.r, in the bottom, they have 3 small terminals. 3 small terminals here. You see? 3 small terminals. One is for ground. This one is for ground. The middle one, this one is an LED. It's a light that you can connect in the dashboard. You can connect in the dashboard a light.
Indicator.
It's an indicator to indicate that the one terminal is negative and the other terminal here is, yeah? And this one is not used. No applicable. Okay? This is to indicate that the a.c.r is running. That indicator. Everybody follow me? We are going to supply the indicator and you connect the indicator on. Additionally, this element, no, that one no. That's the only information that you have here. Okay, great. Now we are going to connect, my friends, we are going to create a constant positive bus bar. I am going to connect a constant positive bus bar to connect the bilge pumps, the cameras, the fire suppression systems. Where is coming the power for that constant positive bus bar?
House.
Excuse me?
House.
From the house battery bank. From the house battery, oh, I make a mistake.
Cross the wires.
Okay, here in the house battery bank, I am going to create a constant positive bus bar. Some people, some manufacturers, they prefer the powering entering into the ignition switch coming from the constant positive bus bar. Some people no. Some people say, I prefer one breaker to activate ignition. Some people say, no, I want power in the ignition switch coming in. No, Danny, some manufacturers, they have constant power on the ignition switch. Other ones, they have a switch to activate. What you prefer?
I'd rather have it off the ignition switch.
Yeah, okay. All right, great. In this particular case, we are going to do that example. We are going to connect constant power and the power enter in what terminal? What is the terminal on the ignition switch? Don't check the book.
Positive.
Excuse me?
Positive.
Battery. With the letter B. You remember?
BIS.
What is the other one? With the letter I. For
Ignition.
ignition. And what is the other one? With the letter
X.
S. For
Start.
start motor or signal.
1, 2, 3.
That's okay? All right. I receive power here in the middle. Ready? And now, with that power in the middle, I am going to feed other positive, not positive, ignition bus bar. Ignition bus bar. We are going to create that bus bar in your project. Ignition bus bar. Because from that bus bar, we are going to feed a lot of elements. When you select the first position on the ignition switch in your car, you hear what? In your car, the first one, you hear a lot of beep, 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 beep. The lights, the antenna, the radio turn on, yeah? A lot of elements, and you hear the fuel pump, no? Beep. Yeah? You activate a lot of elements. For that reason, we are going to create an ignition bus bar. And with that ignition bus bar, we are going to feed all the instruments, tachometers, everything. And now, from the ignition bus bar, I am going to send the signal for, what is this?
Relay.
This is the crank relay or star relay. Where is coming that big positive cable?
From the positive bus bar.
No, that one is coming from, and what is the gauge of that cable?
Big.
Yeah, it's a heavy. Number 6, number 4, number 2, number 0. Depending of what? Depending of the capacity of the star motor in amps. And depending of the capacity of the cranking battery in what? CCA.
Oh, cool, crinkles.
Ah! Called cranking amps. Okay? The capacity of the cranking battery is related with the capacity of the star motor. The star motor. You check in the label of the star motor. That star motor requires 800 CCA. Let me check if this battery is 700 CCA. This battery is enough for this star motor? No, I need another battery with more CCA. That term CCA is exclusive for cranking purposes. For cranking. What is the meaning of CCA? Called cranking amps. And what is the definition?
It's the amount of amps that you can put out.
That the battery can deliver for 20 seconds at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Good? This is CCA. All right. Okay, now I am going to connect, of course, the ignition bus bar directly here in the position ignition. Excuse me, the position ignition in the ignition switch is permanent or temporary? It's permanent. It's the number 1, the first one. Yes, papi. Yes. The second one is momentary.
Turn on your car and everything lights up.
The second one is momentary, Captain. Good? All right. Okay, and what happens when the ignition switch sends the signal here? What happened? What happened in the other side of the relay? Oh, go directly to bingo. Here. Excuse me, right now the star motor is spinning?
No.
No. You need what? You need what?
Start signal.
You need a small signal here to close the gap in the solenoid. The current enter here, the motor spin, and the solenoid
Move forward.
push the pinion with the flywheel. Yes or not? What is the color of that signal cable? What is the color of that signal cable here?
Yellow, red.
Yellow, red. Coming from? Coming from?
On the switch. Signal.
From the switch in the position signal, and is yellow with red. Is yellow with red. Is yellow with red. My friend, this is universal. You are in the console of your boat with 1 million of cable. This is yellow red. That's the signal for the star motor. Oh, this is purple. That's ignition. Yeah? Finito. This one is what color?
Purple.
Okay, guys. I want to see something. Look. The purple fit. What is this? Ignition bus bar. Look at this. What is this?
a.c.r.
Positive bus bar. And the bottom one?
Negative.
Negative bus bar. Okay. Pay attention. The ignition switch receives the power from
Positive.
the positive bus bar. And one signal in the first position ignition position goes to fit ignition bus bar. And the other position is yellow red, you see? Yellow red, yellow red, yellow red for the signal on the start motor. Good? And right now is completely, fully what happened in this moment?
The key's on.
The key is on. The key is in the first position, in ignition. How I use the test prop?
Positive. Or negative.
Negative bus bar. And this one, I have power here. The ignition switch is in the first position. I have power here?
Yes.
Yes. I have power in the ignition bus bar? Yes. Let me turn off the switch. I have power in the ignition bus bar? I have power in the relay?
No.
I have power in the second side of the relay? In the first? Yes. Everybody follow me?
Yep.
I have power on the start motor? I have power on the start motor? No. How can I bring power here? In what position? The big power, the big power.
Ignition.
In the first position or in the second one? In the first position. In the first position, ignition. I have power here, and of course, I have power here. Excuse me. This is basically a relay with external movement, solenoid. I have power in the second big one?
No.
No. Why not? Because I don't have the signal yellow-red here. Can you activate the signal yellow-red, Danny?
Yes.
Look at this, it's off. Danny, activate now the second position. Ah! Once again, and now I have, all right, bingo. That's the start motor. Good? We are going to analyze those gauges. Oil pressure, temperature, fuel. In all the, this is the dashboard of a boat. In all of them, you have a oil pressure, temperature, tachometer. We are going to do the wiring on those. This is the panel that we are going to do right now. It's too simple, my friend. Pay attention. Each gauge in the back have 1, 2, 3, and 4 terminals. But in the bottom they have 3. Look at this. The middle one is ground. One is signal from ignition, and the other one is the signal from the sensor. Look, ground in the middle, signal from ignition bus bar, and the other one signal from the sensor. Ah, excuse me. If this is, for example, the gauge for fuel, the fuel gauge. Okay, the middle one is ground. This one is the power from ignition. And this one is the signal. What is the color for the signal in fuel?
Red.
Pink.
Oh, pink.
Check the book. Color codes. Color codes. Okay. Pink for fuel gauge. What page is, mommy?
61.
61. Okay. Look at this. In this case, the sensor is, and where is located the sensor? Oh, the sensor is here. Look at the sensor. Look at the sensor, guys. Let me open. Look at the fuel gauge. Look at the fuel gauge.
Sound effects and everything.
Okay? Nice, no? What is the color for the signal?
It's upside down.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the color for the signal?
Pink.
Pink.
This is
Black.
ground, and this is pink. And the pink The pink enter here in the position signal. Nice, no? How can I check? Suppose that I don't have power in the system, and but later I'm going to explain the troubleshooting. But this element, the flow switch, is a potentiometer. I change the resistance, more resistance, less resistance, more resistance, less. If you check resistance in between this and this with no power, in between signal and this, what happened? More ohms, less ohms. More ohms, less ohms. But later, we are going to talk about the troubleshooting. Okay, good. This is, for the temperature gauge. This one is supposed that is temperature.
On the top.
This is oil pressure. Oil pressure.
Temperature's on the lower to your left.
The temperature is this, but I don't like that the people use this color. Oh yeah, because this one is here. Look at this sensor, the temperature sensor for the engines. Where is located the temperature sensor on the engines? On the thermostat housing.
Yeah.
Where the thermostat of the engine is located, in that housing you have one space for the sensor. That sensor is bolted over there. And that sensor receives the signal here. That color should be tan color. And that color should be here, tan. In the middle one ground, and this one is this. Okay, for the oil pressure, the signal here should be light blue, ground in the middle, and ignition here. And I have over there the light bulb, the light for the instrument. I jumped this power for the light bulb, and the middle one is ground. Yeah? When I turn on the ignition switch, the light is activated. I jumped this because this is the power coming in from ignition switch. When I have power here, immediately the power enter over there in the light bulb, and the light bulb is on. If you have a light bulb, you need positive and negative. The positive is coming here, and the negative is together here with the negative in the middle. Everybody follow me? Okay. What is the middle one?
Ground.
Ground. What is this?
Signal. Oh wait. Ignition.
It's the
Ignition. Ignition. And the other one?
Start.
A star or signal. Signal, ignition, and ground. Signal, ignition, it is always the same. This is oil pressure, this is temperature, it's exactly the same. The ignition is, what color enter in the ignition position?
Purple.
Always purple. What color enter in the signal for oil pressure?
light blue.
Light blue. What color enter in the signal for fuel sensor? Pink. What color enter in the signal for temperature? Tan. What color enter in the signal of the tachometer?
Dark gray.
Gray color. You need to memorize those cables for the rest of the life.
If you remember those colors, it'll make it so much easier for you.
No, so much it's easy. If not, it's impossible. Be careful with the people that wire the dashboard in gray color, all the cables.
Color.
Oh god.
How you solved problems in that boat?
Good luck.
You spend one day identifying what is the cable for this. Or all the cables red.
Oh god.
That's the do-it-yourself guy.
No, because I mark at the end of the cable. No, papi, that's ridiculous. Here in the middle of the spaghetti, what is this? No? Okay. That's mandatory. Okay, ready. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready to install my gauge. Pay attention. Okay, I have the oil pressure sensor. Where is located the oil pressure sensor, guys?
After the oil lift pump.
It's located normally where the oil filter is located, in that bracket, you have the sensor over there. Because this is the point of the engine with high pressure. You know, where you change the oil filter? Here is the oil pressure sensor. Where is located the temperature sensor of the engine?
The temperature housing.
In the area where the thermostat is located, thermostat housing.
Thermostat.
Where is located the fuel sensor?
Fuel tank.
In the tank, in the fuel tank. Simple, no? Complicated? Okay, this is the oil pressure sensor. And this is okay, guys, and we are going to bring power. This is ignition position, ignition position, ignition position. This is signal, 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 and this is
Ground.
Ground.
ground, ground, and ground. Okay, ignition, ignition, ignition is coming from ignition boost back. The signal, this is oil pressure sensor, this is temperature sensor, and this is fuel sensor. Okay, pay attention. Oil pressure sensor, what is the color? Oil, oil, oil. Light blue. One is ground, and the other cable is light blue. In the temperature, one cable is ground, and the other cable is for temperature. In Spanish, what is that? It's coffee. Okay. What about the fuel sensor? The signal. The signal, guys. What is the color for the signal in the fuel sensor?
Pink.
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 Pink. Pink, pink, pink. Finito. All the gauges are connected. And now we are going to connect the tachometer. But to connect the tachometer, we are going to try to understand the alternator. Pay attention, follow me. This part is very, very, very important. All the alternators, you remember the explanation about the alternator and how the alternator works, no? Guys? And we are going to be concentrated in the alternator on the top left. The number one. On the top left of the graphic that I gave to you. Okay? This one, guys. Look, all the tachometers, they have one output of a DC current, other output of AC. Because remember, the alternator in the first step produce
AC.
AC. And after that, with the bridge of diode, is rectified into DC. Okay. For the signal, for the tachometer, what signal you think that is better to convert that electrical signal in revolution of the engine,
AC.
RPM? The AC signal or the DC signal? Which one is nice to convert in RPMs? Why? Look, in each time that the magnet pass in front of the coil, is produced one positive, one negative, one positive. Oh, it's easy convert those waves in RPMs. For that reason, I need from the output of the alternator identify where is the terminal with the AC output. And that signal from that point is going to the signal terminal, the S terminal in the tachometer. And what is the color? For the signal terminal? Gray. Gray color. One terminal, positive DC output, 14 volts, 13.5, 14.2. That cable is going to
a.c.r.
the a.c.r. And what color is normally that cable coming out from this point?
Red?
Orange. Orange. Orange cable. Look, and that cable orange that cable orange, 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 enter in the a.c.r. in one of the input position of the a.c.r. Good, papas? All right. Great. Excuse me. Excuse me. This position is the AC output. AC output. How much is the AC signal? The value of the AC signal?
20 to 30.
20 to 30 AC volts. Oh, can I connect my drill? No. No. This is a small signal only for the tachometer. Don't try to connect a light and the computer. No. For that reason, in all the alternators, that signal, that terminal, that bus is covered with a plastic cover. Plastic cover. To avoid that the people touch that terminal. Because in some cases, the alternator is working with signal coming from the ignition switch, the ignition distributor. In other cases, the signal is coming from other sensor in the flywheel. For that reason, that terminal is covered with plastic. If you need remove the plastic, it's not easy. And finally connect the gray cable and protect again with plastic. Because it's AC signal. Anybody follow me? Mr. Lopez, my alternator is not like this. Okay, you have all the possible alternators in the marine industry in the paper that I gave to you. You see, there are different models. Try to keep that copy in your car, in your minivan. This is great. Those are all the marine alternators that you need in the marine industry. That one. Great, guys? Okay, look, where is coming that cable? Excuse me?
Tachometer.
In the tachometer. The tachometer have, pay attention, 3 terminals. One terminal ignition, other terminal ground, other terminal signal, and here one selector for 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders, 8 cylinders. Pay attention. That signal is what color?
Gray.
Gray color, and enter in the signal position and is gray. The middle one is ground. And what about this?
Purple.
Is purple, is ignition coming from
Positive bus.
ignition bus bar, entering here. Ignition. From the ignition bus bar. A lot of cable from the ignition bus bar, no? Separated, one per each element. Okay, and here, if my engine is 4 cylinders, I select here 4 cylinders, or 6 cylinders, or 8 cylinders. You see? You can move it, this one, according with the amount of cylinders of the engine. Because depending on the cylinders, the pulls are more or less.
With you.